Alrighty, so we just got done with Eldrazi Incursion. I've got that uploading right now. Let's see if we can get something tricky out of tricky terrain. My thought process when I saw this was yank the commander out, throw Yark in there, and some nasty black cards. That simple. Probably going to fix the mana base to be a little bit more Yark-centric, but I think this deck would be freaking amazing as a baseline for Yark the Desecrator. So that's what I plan on doing with it if I don't just edit it as it is. Land a perfectly synchronized smackdown, it said. Funny. All those little taglines. I know the Exhale one said something funny too when I opened that one up. I'll probably end up opening another one of the All V1 commander decks because they were both really freaking good. And going ahead and showing those off as well one day. Alright, pretty standard fare on the inside here. You got your tokens. Whoop. Got our blister packs. That's upside down. Sorry, Johnny. Blister packs. Is that a Johnny? That can't be a Johnny. Someone's right on top of him. Sorry, a Johnny. Cool. We'll probably open that here in a minute before we start on the deck, honestly. Alright, another counter. Nothing special about that. Probably was in the collector box, but I've already said too much about that in the last video. I freaking hated the price tag on those. If you guys want to know my thoughts on that, go check out the Eldrazi Commander deck video. I'll leave a link right here at the top. Right there. Do you see it? It's yep, right in this area. Here's a deck box. So my main reason for buying this deck before I started thinking about building Yark the Desecrator was I really wanted a copy of Helm of the Host. And I know it's like a $14 card, but I was like, fuck it, why don't I just go ahead and buy the precon I want? And then the Eldrazi one was $140. I knew I'd eventually want to get it, so I went ahead and pre-ordered the damn thing before it got out of control. Thankfully, the LGS went ahead and stuck by an $80 price tag for these decks. Little high for this one, but whatever. You know, I saved money in the long run by buying it that way. So, alrighty. One of these days I'll get around doing the Jund and the Jeskai artifacts in, or not artifacts, energy and what is that, Goyf? Throw shit in the graveyard deck, which is the weirdest thing to me. Like, weren't Goyfs like relevant in like 2007? Why are Goyfs making a return? Anywho. Or some other really confusing things about this deck too that I'll get to here in a minute. Okay, so we're starting off with the commander. Okay. Omo, Queen of Vesuva. She's a shapeshifter noble. Whenever she enters the battlefield or attacks, put an everything counter on each of up to one target land and up to one target creature. Each land with an everything counter on it is every land type in addition to its other typings, and each non-land creature with an everything counter on it is every creature type. So, interesting little concept. You make all of your creatures every type. So basically it's like a giant Maskwood Nexus, but it's not just for creatures, it's for lands too. One of the really appealing things to this deck for me. Then we got, make sure I'm close enough. Camera. Focus on this. There we go. Good camera. Alright, we got Joyti, Moag Ancient. I think this is a new card. I've never seen it before. When this enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 green Forest Dryad land creature token for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game. At the beginning of each combat, land creatures you control get XX until end of turn, where X is Yoiti's power. Very interesting little concept there. You got Fog Bank, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt, and dealt by this card. Still trying to figure this one out. I'm sure there's someone in the comments that's going to be like, this card's broken because of this. And they're going to explain it to me in the most Daffy Duck way they possibly could. But I don't understand it. Maybe if you have something that when something else attacks, you get the effect. I don't know. Maybe I misread the commander. I'm not sure. Urza's Power Plant, Tower, Mine. I think everyone knows what those does at this point. Say to your Wayfinder, enter the battlefield, reveal top 4 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them into your hand, put the rest into your graveyard. Arcane Denial is another one I think that everyone knows what it does. Gates. Put this here. Doing our piles a little weird. Treasure Cruise. Delve. Each card you exile from this graveyard while casting a spell pays for 1, so you can effectively pay 1 to draw 3 cards. Why you would do this and not just Brainstorm, I don't understand, but Soul Ring, Basilisk Gate. This deck needs a Baldur's Gate. It really does. If you're going to turn all your lands into gates, put Baldur's Gate on there so you can have 1 of every color mana for every gate that you have on the battlefield. Beast Within, another one that I'm pretty sure everyone knows what it does. Tatiova. Propaganda, that's a really fun card to know that's in here. Systemic Growth Chamber. Boop. Floriferous Vine Wall. Say that 5 times fast. I know I can't. When this card enters the battlefield, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Okie dokie. Again, I'm already seeing things to yank out of here. For Yark, Desert of the Indomitable, Haship Oasis. Sacrifice a desert. Target creature gets 3/3 until end of turn. Okay, that's kind of neat. March from Velis Vel. Choose a non-basic land type. Each land you control that type becomes a copy of target creature you control until end of turn and gains haste until end of turn. Okie dokie. So if everything's a gate and you choose gates, you get a bunch of creatures on the field. Wonderscape Sage. Return a land you control to its owner's hand. Draw a card, then discard a card unless that land has a non-basic land type. Okie dokie. I'm seeing the synergy here. Copy land. You may have copy land enter the battlefield as a copy of a land. Go figure. On the battlefield, except it's an enchantment in addition to its other types. So it can be destroyed that much easier. Desert Warfare in green and not red. Funny. Whenever you sacrifice a desert and whenever a desert card is put into your graveyard from your hand or library, put that card onto the battlefield and under your control at the beginning of the next end step. At the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 5 or more deserts, create that many 1/1 red, green, and white sand warrior creature tokens. They gain haste. Alrighty. Trench Post. I've heard good things about this one. Target player mills a card for each locus you control. Oof. Well, if everything's a locus, you're about to be milling a lot. Sage of the Maze. That's a funny name. I love Dr. Seuss cards. Okie dokie. Add 2 mana of any combination of colors. Nice. For 3 mana. Till end of turn, target land you control becomes an XX citizen creature with haste in addition to its other types, where X is twice the number of gates you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Neat. Okay. Again, starting to see I see it. Sacrifice a creature, add 1 mana of any color. Sacrifice a desert, exile target creature card with mana value X from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of it, except it's a 4/4 black zombie. Who knew the Lazotep cards would come out with zombies? Rampant Frogantua. The fuck? Rampant Frogantua. God, what a dumb name. Gets 10/10 for each player who has lost the game. Oh no. So this thing could be a 33. Whenever this card deals combat damage to a player, you may mill that many cards. Put any number of land cards from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Doesn't say your battlefield, it just says the battlefield, so I'm assuming your opponent gets them. Sunken Palace, there's the battlefield tapped. Exile 7 cards from your graveyard. Add an island. When you spend this mana to cast a spell or activate an ability, copy that spell or ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay. Horizon of Progress. This has to be a Kamigawa card. You may put a pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any type that land you control can produce, so a worse reflecting pool. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Okay. Sacrifice to draw a card. This is the big one that I really wanted this deck for. Planar Nexus. This is one of the new cards that came out of Modern Horizons. It's a freaking rare, and I know this card's going to go through the damn roof. This card is every non-basic land type. You can add 1 mana of any color for paying 1 or just colorless. That card's going to be dummy good. Give it a few weeks. If it's not already, I haven't really been paying attention to this set. Aggressive Biomancy. Create X tokens that are copies of target creature you control, except they have, when this creature enters the battlefield, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Why is it all these cards are like a damn textbook? Talon Gates of Madara. ETBs, up to 1 target creature phases out. Add 1 mana of any color, put Talon Gates of Madara from your hand onto the battlefield. So this has an ETB effect, so with York you would be phasing out 2 creatures, which means more ETBs. Hydroid Crazes, I love this card. If you guys are not familiar, this is a pretty nasty win con in Modern and Commander. X and Simic, cast a spell for half X and... When you cast a spell, gain half X and draw half X cards round down. Flying and Trample gets 1/1 for every counter on it. Or for every X that you spend for it, basically. Terrestodon, this is an oldie but a goodie. Enters the battlefield, destroy up to 3 target non-land permanents for each permanent put into graveyard this way. As controller creates 3/3 green elephant creature tokens. Again, very good for York. I know it's expensive, but it's green. Who cares? Lair of the Hydra. Don't think I need to explain that one either. Nissa, Steward of the Elements. Okay. Was not expecting this in here. Alright, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land, creature card with mana value less than or equal to the number of loyalty counters on Nissa, Steward of the Elements, you may put that card onto the battlefield. Untap up to 2 target lands you control. They become 5/5 elemental creature tokens with flying and haste. Alright. Nissa, I don't know where to put you. I guess I'll put you here and move Fogbank down where it's supposed to be. Mages of the Candelabra. Pay X, untap X target lands. I guess if you have like a Growing Rights of Illamok, that would work. Interesting. Lumbering Falls, enters the battlefield tapped. Comes with creature, blast zone. I'll let you guys read the lands like that by yourself. Apex Devastator, Cascade, 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 Cascade. Stupidly good card. Just gotta be able to get the 10 mana. Dream Root, Cascade. There's the battlefield tapped. Exile all other spells and counter all abilities. Wow. The the gigantic fuck you on this card. Alrighty. Yavimaya Coast, Flooded Grove. Hour of Promise. Search your library for up to 2 land cards. Put them onto the battlefield. Tap, then shuffle. Then if you control 3 or more deserts, create 2 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. Ran up Excavator. Play land cards from your graveyard. Hydra Broodmaster. XX green, you go monstrous, and when it does, it becomes monstrous. Create XXX green Hydra creature tokens. Drown in Dreams. Choose one. If you control commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both instead. Target player draws X cards. Target player mills twice X cards. Gross. Gamer Snarl. Vivian Reed. Okie dokie. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. God, Vivian, you have so much text on you. Holy cow. You may reveal a creature or land card from among them and put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying, and you get an emblem with creatures you control. Get +2/2 and have vigilance, trample, and indestructible. Gross. Yavi Maya, Cradle of Growth. This card has kind of gone down in price. Each land is a force in addition to its other types. Really damn good card. Not as good as Urborg. Hey. Okay, this is another reason I bought this deck. Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and finally it's not the gross, like, man person in the tree. Waifu Dryad, I guess. You may pay an additional land on each of your turns. Lands you control are every basic land type. This is usually a $15 to $25 card. Super duper happy to have that finally. Mirage Mirror. Comes a copy of target artifact, creature, or enchantment, or land until end of turn. Ever-flowing Basin, Temple of Mystery, Oblivion Stone, okay. Put a fate counter on target permanent. Sacrifice, destroy each non-land permanent without a fate counter on it, then remove all fate counters from all permanents. Neat. Long board wipe. Scoot Swarm does not need an introduction. Excuse me. Uvenwald Hydra. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. When this card enters the battlefield, you may search your library for a land card and put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Evacuation, return all creatures to their owner's hands. This is just worse. Cyclonic Rift. Replication Technique. Create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control. Copy it. If you do, choose an opponent to also copy it. Players may choose new targets for their copies. Alright. Finale of Revelation. Draw X cards. If X is more than 10, instead shuffle your graveyard into your library and draw X cards. And tap up to 5 lands, and you have no maximum hand size for the rest of the game. Exile this card. Mana Reflections. Used to be a $14 card. It's now dropped because of this deck, and I am all for it. If you tap a permanent, so a rock, a dork, a land, anything, produces twice that much mana. Oro. Okay, this is one of the cards that I was a little confused on. So, Oro apparently was banned in Modern for fucking ever. And I get that this is a commander deck, but this set was supposed to be made with Modern in mind. So why the fuck is Oro in this damn deck? I know the Modern players probably bought this trying to pick up some cards like Planar Nexus, and now they have an Oro that they can't do anything with. This card enters the battlefield, sacrifice it unless it escaped. Whenever it enters the battlefield or attacks, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Then, you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. You can pay the escape cost for 2 green, 2 blue, which is dog shit easy for any kind of deck like this. And this thing never hits the command zone, ever. You kill it, it goes to the graveyard, you pay for it. It dies, you pay for it again. You never pay freaking commander tax for this card. Whenever it enters about, yeah, that's all it does, but Jesus, it's a good card. Curse of the Swine, exile X target creatures. For each creature exiled this way, its controller creates a 2/2 green board creature token. Vesuva, battlefield tapped as a copy of any land. Dark Depths, of course. Thespian Stage. So you make Thespian Stage a copy of Dark Depths. It has no counters on it. Avenger of Zendikar. That's a good little landfall card. There's the battlefield. Create a 0/1 green plant creature token for each land you counter or you control. Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a 1/1 counter on each plant creature you control. Play this with Bristly Bill, and you got something disgusting. Seer Sundial. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, pay 2. If you do, draw a card. Rampaging Balos. I've been needing this one for a while. Landfall. When land enters the battlefield, create another 4/4 green beast creature token. Expedition Map. Again, a lot of these are self-explanatory. I think these cards have been around for freaking ever at this point. And a lot of these are just going to be old lands. These are from Exelon, This is from Exelon. Growth Spiral, again, needs absolutely no introduction at all. Elvish Rejuvenator. Urban Evolution. Draw 3 cards. Play an additional land this turn. Harmonize. Draw 3 cards. Falls. Cloud Post. Acidic Slime. Wasn't expecting to see that. That's a Yarick staple right there. Pongify. $6 card. I hope this card drops in price. It's been reprinted like twice in the last few months. Skullwinder. Enters the battlefield. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Then choose an opponent. That player returns a card from their graveyard to their hand. Neat. Again, this came out of Exelon. Poison Dart Frog. Glimmer Post. Draw 2 cards. You may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And a lot of these are just going to be lands. Okay. This is the Fat Commander stock. Very cool. Not as cool as the Eldrazi one. The Eldrazi one looked like a ghost foil from Yu-Gi-Oh! This has that etch foil to it. Really nice looking. Got a buddy of mine down at the LGS that wants to get this. Here's the tokens that this comes with. Nice that it has the beast tokens. Those are kind of hard to get your hands on. Huh. Alright. Vivian Reed token. Elephants, plants, spores. So yeah. That was Tricky Terrain. What do you guys think about this deck? Honestly, I think of all of them, this is probably going to be the strongest of all the decks just because Simic is absurd with what it can do on a single turn. A lot of the other decks are going to have a really hard time keeping up with this damn thing. And that's without it being edited. I remember Hawkball when it came out. Oh, sorry, I am opening this without even showing you guys. I remember that when, what the hell was the name of that? Hawkball came out for Exelon. Everyone was like, oh, Hawkball's not going to be that good. Dude, my fiance beats my ass with Hawkball and it hasn't even been upgraded yet. Ooh, we got a Spring Heart non-Tuco? This is supposed to be a pretty pricey card, especially in this artwork. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, and this would go straight into this deck, you may pay 1 a green. Wow. Was not expecting to get this right off the bat. And then we got a Null Elemental Blast. I had this used against me recently, and it's a fucking bitch to deal with. So, more Eldrazi stuff. Alright, we did pretty damn good on the collector samplers, honestly. Can't wait to open up an actual box of this. Alright, so that's going to do it for this. What do you guys think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Like I said in the last video, that I think it's still uploading right now. We got Assassin's Creed coming up next, and that's not counting any stuff that I get for my birthday. Birthday is coming up in a few weeks. We're celebrating, me and my friends, my mom and her new husband. So keep a lookout. We'll have more videos on the way, you guys. This is going to be a pretty big month for the channel with a lot of stuff. Buddy of mine actually bought a box of Modern Horizons. He's agreed to let me go ahead and open it for him on the channel for us. So we'll be seeing a full box of Modern Horizons here pretty soon. Won't be mine, but Pianist Dragon, looking forward to opening that for you, man. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you'll be here when we do it so that you can see everything that's being opened up as it's being opened. But yeah, we'll see you guys on the flip side. Have a good rest of your day. Oh, be sure to leave a comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think. Okay, I'm really, really interested. I'll be commenting on everything that gets commented on this. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.